Coming to you from two different cities at once, it's Ventriloquism Weekly. Hey guys, Matt Bailey here on this Monday, November 24th. And what exactly did I mean in the intro? Well, I'm already home for Thanksgiving, but I got to sit down with Steve Axtell and Mark Daniel before hopping the bus home. Last year, these two gentlemen came on the show and basically broke the internet. They used this program to announce the first ever KAX conference for kids show and family performers in Oxnard, California. KAX stands for Kidabra, of which Mark Daniel is the chair, and Axtell, owned, of course, by none other than Steve Axtell. Here now, in what has become a tradition I'm all too happy to honor on this program, to give us a preview of KAX 2015, Steve Axtell and Mark Daniel. Mark Daniel, Steve Axtell, the team behind KAX. Welcome back to Ventriloquism Weekly. How are you today, gentlemen?
Good,
Wonderful.
Matt. How are you? Hey, Steve.
That's great. Hi, Mark.
I'm in North Carolina. Steve's in California. Matt, you're in New York. This is kind of cool doing this.
Oh, this is always so much fun. I love it.
It's a pleasure to be here again on Ventriloquist Weekly.
Oh,
Yes.
It's so much fun to have you. I just want to jump right in. How excited are you for KAX 2015?
Oh, yeah, crazy excited. Steve, and you were there, Matt. And,
yes.
And it was, this past January was, I call it lightning in a bottle. I just stood myself as the convention was in full swing and the swirl around me, and just every direction I looked, I was going like, are you kidding me? Is this really happening?
Yeah.
It was. How did you feel that way, Steve?
Absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't believe it. All the people that we've associated with over the years, maybe we haven't met yet, the different things, you're seeing them for the first time, and they're doing what you're doing, and you're in the same profession, but different parts of the world. We were there, a lot of people from different countries and stuff, too, so it's a great chance to connect with professionals.
Yeah, and get a lot of different viewpoints and see a lot of different disciplines. Matt, one of the things that I was really blown out by is that when the Kidabra project, I still call it a project, now 23 years later, when the Kidabra, because KAX is the Kidabra mid-year, and Kidabra is the K, and AX is Axtell, together KAX. Always like to, if we've got new folks listening, kind of bring them up to speed. And, we study performance. We're kid show performers, we're family performers, and we get a high percentage of working entertainers that come to Kidabra. And at KAX this past January, it was an extraordinary crossroads of all of the different mediums that are involved in family entertainment. We had magicians, we had professional clowns, we had professional events, we had the puppeteers, storytellers. We had some of the top balloon people in the world there, and a lot of them just attending, not even, participating as an attendee, but it was an extraordinary group of people.
It was
incredible.
It was incredible. There's nothing like it out there. You can't call it a magic convention. You can't call it an event convention. It is an entertainers convention. And
it's KAX, yeah.
Yes. What I really enjoyed about it is that it was the melting pot. You have the balloon artists who can go to the balloon convention, the vents who can go to the vent convention, and the magicians who can go to Kidabra or the IBM or whatever. This is where you come together and acknowledge that we're all in the same field. And isn't that just such a beautiful thing to get to do?
It's extraordinary because you sit with what I call your kind. And you can relate to the person that's sitting next to you and the person in front of you because we're all kind of facing some of the same challenge, or a lot of the same challenges, and climbing the same mountains and achieving some of the same victories, and then with Steve there, who is just a dynamic ideas guy, there's no telling what's going to happen this next time.
Yeah. That's for sure.
No, I mean,
And the synergy that happens among everybody that comes from different corners of entertainment for family performers. They have different skills, different talents, and it's a big melting pot that, like Matt was saying, you actually pick up tips and learn new beginning steps from the other disciplines that you can apply to your own shows. So you come in as a balloon artist or something, and you go away with ventriloquism or magic, and vice versa, and you pick up all these things, and you can really broaden your show and your appeal as a family performer.
And that's so true. And not only that, you start to appreciate just how intertwined all of these art forms are.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, and one of my favorite thoughts about that is going to the Magic Castle last year with you, Steve, and we had that wonderful evening visit with some other friends, and going into the basement of the Magic Castle and seeing all of Edgar Bergen's pieces from his show and all of Charlie McCarthy's hats, and then talking to Milt Larson, who built the castle that evening. And Milt told me, he said, you know, Edgar was one of our earliest big supporters of this project of the Magic Castle. And I didn't know this.
I didn't know that.
I was blown away.
Fantastic.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it shows how even in history, the Allied arts, as they call them, are
which reminds me, this year as kind of a precursor to KAX, a lot of folks are planning on going to the Magic Castle on Tuesday evening, the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris Fleet is working on maybe a party. Yeah, to go to the hotel. Yeah, and
raise the roof.
Raise the roof, and have an evening at the castle. So that's
so
Tuesday, 27th. Yeah. And then on Wednesday, the 28th, folks are going to come see you, Steve, at KAX at the studio.
That's another party. we roll out the red carpet here at Axtell Expressions, and we have a little welcome band, music, a reception area, and we bring them in. Do the tour. I'll be putting a video together soon on that as well. Yeah. Really fun. And really fun to see with the puppets and magic and read.
Yeah.
I got to put my little Axtell tour video together too for the Ventriloquism Weekly listeners. There's there on this promo I did for 1 year. There's the picture of me in front of the door. To the house, and that was actually an introduction to kind of a little virtual tour I wanted to put together, but that kind of got sidetracked with school and everything. So really helps people.
Don't need school, Matt.
What?
Put your priorities right. Come on.
Yeah. Oh my word! I gotta tell you, this is just how much worth it is. It happened. KAX happened in the first official weekend of the semester. So the email to the professors was, "Hi, I can be in your first class, but I won't be here next week, so I won't have any of the work you've assigned done because I'll be in California." So but it was fun, and of course I've always been able to balance it. The point being that get to KAX, people. I mean, and the response that you got was overwhelming and was so cool to see. Because, I mean, we're in the same room as, I'm talking to Jay Johnson, in the same room as, Mark Wilson is sitting there, our dear departed. And by the way, I'd like to dedicate this episode to Renee.
Amen. Yeah.
With Poppin' Fresh sitting there on the table. And it's just one of the most surreal experiences, and there's just nothing like it in terms of the type of people you get to be around.
That's right. That was a very special, once in a lifetime opportunity. Those people that were able to attend KAX and see Mark Wilson and Renee together, John Hardman there too, which worked together, and Jay Johnson, who also worked with Renee and 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 to have all of Mark's history and archive magazines and things there that he was selling, and it was incredible. And little Mr. Poppin' Fresh.
Yeah.
In amongst it all.
I felt like a kid again.
Yeah.
It was.
Yep.
It was so cool. Question though, I gotta ask, and I come into this interview very admittedly unprepared because I usually know less in this situation. Like last year, I didn't even know what KAX was when you came on and we did the special report, and so I come in unprepared because I don't know what you guys are going to say. The one question I do have is, how did it match or exceed your expectations for what you were expecting when you launched it a year ago?
It's funny because it's kind of a cute story. When Steve started like a couple of years ago, Mark, would you consider doing this in California? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe. And then he would ask occasionally, on a semi-regular basis. And so I started thinking about it, and the more I thought about it, I'm like, this is a phenomenally good idea. Mm-hmm. Now, we thought it would be good, and Steve, you can bear me out on this or not, but I thought it would be good, but it just, it was magical. It was, I know we sound over the top on this, but it was like that.
I don't know what took you so long, man. I don't get it. You just drag your butt, and I don't know, man. I think you're just too good at what you do, and to get you to do it over here on the West Coast, where we can get some of your magic, took a while. But I'm really glad you did, because not only is it here with Axtell Expressions and kind of a synergy there, not only for family performers and for Kidabra, the people that we know and love that use our products and stuff, but it's also an opportunity for all entertainers, whether or not they use my products, to be here on the West Coast. So it's a new emphasis, and that attracts foreigners too that want to come in to L.A., to Disneyland, and it's easier for them to travel to the West Coast, say, for example, than to Tennessee.
Yeah, our international guests, because we can get in and out of LA very, very easily.
It's a good idea, and I'm really glad that it happened, and it's Kidabra and Axtell together as KAX is a really good marriage.
And it really blends. It really blends the best of all of the major conventions throughout the year because of the just awesome team that you guys have. You had Nathan Roberts on sound, and you had Mark Truman on sound. Nathan, I believe, does the stuff for you out in
Kidabra.
Yes,
yeah.
And I know Mark Truman for doing for being an excellent sound manager at Vent Haven, and you guys just everything came together to pull from one thing or the other, and then add that Axtell and Kidabra magic. And you're right, it is magical.
It's a lot of effort from a lot of people, of course, conventions do. I can't even imagine. I didn't know how much work these things were, and to watch Mark pull the team together and Tammy.
Oh, and Tammy, the boss lady.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, she really is. You guys are real logistical geniuses. It's a great thing to watch and see. Me, I'm ADD, and I have lots of creative ideas and stuff. And if you can put a leash on me and point me in a direction, I'm pretty good. But
harness the power, my friend. Harness. There you go. And that's what's exciting about what we've got coming up in January, because we've harnessed some pretty incredible things. And by the way, I forgot to mention that with your tours at the studio, Steve, we'll have a shuttle running again back and forth from the hotel, taking folks over.
You mean the taxi?
The taxi will be running again.
The taxi.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. Yeah,
the new location's pretty amazing too, Matt. Do you know about it?
Yeah, I know that a lot of high-profile conventions end up, and it's a Marriott resort. Is that right?
That's
right.
Correct.
Residence Inn.
Yeah,
and it's right here in a new area that's being developed, which is the Collection. It's near the Collection. The Collection is now a brand new shopping area with all kinds of incredible restaurants, state-of-the-art theater, really a lot of shopping. There's all kinds of Whole Foods in there, and
Target,
Target, Japanese restaurant, all kinds of. Man, I mean, at least 20 restaurants in there. Pizza, you name it, everything's in there. And it's and there's a lot of that's right there, right next to just a quick shuttle or a quick car ride over to the Collection.
Yeah, I think it's 1 mile. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 mile. And we were just there today. My producer, my sound guy, video guy, Greg Jackson, who helps with KAX a little bit with the sound in my night when I do my Axtell experience. Or we were just there shooting video, so we're going to be putting out that video. You'll probably see it later this week.
That's
And
very cool.
so we'll see it room by room and all that kind of stuff. Real fun.
Yeah, and I
Nice.
gotta publicly thank you. And if you want me to edit this out later, that's fine. But I gotta publicly thank you because when it was decided that I was going, you emailed me and said, "Hey, you want to interview Jay Johnson?" And I just want to put it on record to say thank you for that because, KAX was special as an attendee, but to get to do that on stage is just incredible. And if there's, I'd really like to just say thank you and really testify to the magic of that convention because just to even watching it back, it's like, wow, those people got to hear all of that from Jay and you just get such great talent on that stage, myself excluded. But it was, I'm not including myself in that group, but Jay is wonderful, and he's coming back again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was emailing with him today. He's very excited. He's going to do a talk on imagination and
Oh, boy.
writing and creating. And, yeah.
This is the real juice. This is real juice. Everybody gets to hear about Bob, and we did that the first year.
Yeah.
And so, and all of his incredible history with winning the Tony Award on Broadway for Two and Only. This, to get now deeper on a deeper level and to listen to the stuff that you're saying that he's going to be teaching this year, this is the real stuff. And this is the stuff worth the trip.
Because I watched him do something during the week last year while we were together. With this stuff happening every direction and the swirl I call it the swirl when the convention's at full speed. I watched Jay. He would go over and he would sit down and he would sit and work for a few minutes and he would write jokes and he would write thoughts and ideas and it just didn't matter. I guess it's all of his years of training with being on TV set, working TV set. And then subsequently he learned how to do that. And I'm like, Jay, can you share some of that with us? And he's like, yeah, maybe.
Wow, that's great. And Matt, I got to say, you did a fantastic job, and your being on stage interviewing him was incredible. Great to see.
And I think it was you, Steve, that said to me, maybe we were standing in the back, maybe it was before it started, but he said, "Look at that. That's the next generation working with a guy who's part of the legend of this." Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you. That's an honor to hear that. Thank you so much. I was not, and I mean my thanks for Jay sincerely, and to hear those compliments. Wow, you're blowing me away. So thank you.
Well, with Ventriloquism Weekly and having you there, what you do anyway is fantastic interviews. And to have it done live, like you do at Den Haven as well, is a really, really neat thing to have as part of KAX as well.
Well, thank you. It was
very much
an honor. It was the weirdest experience too. I got to share this story real quick. I step off the plane, and I get in the van to come over, and I get to the thing, and we all meet up, and I start the morning, 3:00 in the morning East Coast time, and then by evening I'm on stage with Jay Johnson, and it was the weirdest but coolest thing.
Yeah.
And it was so I mean what I say when I say thank you very much. And I gotta know we got about 10 minutes or so left. Anything you want to reveal on this show that you have not said before? Any names you want to talk about?
Oh, you know what? Real quickly, we should discuss on Wednesday night after the tours on Wednesday day. We're going to do for the first time at KAX something that's a tradition at Kidabra Conference, which will be in Williamsburg, Virginia next August. So we're moving to Pigeon Forge. It's a big move, so we're excited about that.
No longer in Tennessee, in Virginia. Okay.
Virginia next year, yeah. On Wednesday night, we're going to do an auction for the first time, a kid show magic auction, and I'll put a page up on the KAX part of the Kidabra website to give you all
Amazing
of the...
Gary Shelton.
Yes, Gary
Yes.
Shelton will auctioneer. It will be funny. It will be hilarious. You can bring your stuff. You can sell it. You can get money to take to the dealer's room or buy from the lecturers, or you can, it is a wild, wonderful.
Just watching
thing.
Gary work is amazing. To watch him hold a microphone and walk around and talk. It is just absolutely amazing.
It's
actually a lot.
We got a little taste of that when he, and this is the thing you're in for if you come to KAX in terms of the Axtell experience side of it. Got a little taste of that when he auctioned off the first zombie.
Fred. Yes, the first Fred. Yes.
I love it.
Oh my goodness, yeah. The toilet place stuff.
And people rolling on the floor and on the edge of their seats. It was that exciting.
It was 3 days that went by like it was 2 minutes, but it was
I know
magical.
Who else is going to be there, Mark?
Oh, Gary Dunn is coming all the way from Scotland.
Yes.
Wow.
Gary attended last year, and he wait till you meet this guy. He's one of these guys who can just look at you and you'll fall down laughing. And you will instantly love him. Mm-hmm. Plus, he is a creative. He's like a Jay Johnson in that he's a creative dynamo. Yeah. And you will make a new friend, and you will love this guy. He's fantastic.
He is. We had dinner together, and it was just it never stopped. Never stopped.
That's fabulous. Willie, Tyler, and Lester are going to be there.
Talk about that for a second. Yeah.
This is really exciting. Willie is just another legend. So to see Willie, Tyler, and Lester in person here at KAX is just going to be incredible. Just come for that reason.
Yeah.
And you're a winner.
We're talking about somebody who does not really do conventions much anymore.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
No, he was at Bent Haven last summer, and then he's coming to be with us. And this is very unusual.
Very rare.
Yeah, we're talking first time in like 20, 30 years that he's.
Yep.
Yeah, and one of the things I really love about Willie, and he and I talked about this. I said, Willie, I've watched you since I was a kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I said, you're noted for something that's kind of unusual in that you have, he spans the genre, I think, from family entertainer to adult entertainer. For big people. All the way through.
Absolutely. And what a story! Woo!
Well, what a story! But he's always worked clean. He has in the comedy clubs all over the country, wherever he's been, always clean. He never went blue like a lot of people in the comedy clubs did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, huge.
And, fantastic.
He's all the way back from opening for Michael Jackson until his recent appearance on Letterman a few years ago, and continuing to go strong. And I had dinner with him as well. He's super, incredibly bright. Willie has never changed. He doesn't age. I don't know what's going on. He ages about at the same rate Lester does.
Yeah, it's crazy. You look at pictures from 20, 30 years ago. He looks the same. I don't understand.
That's it.
I thought he was in his 50s.
They're both made of wood. I don't know.
He's in his 70s, and it's like that's not. Some people have all the luck.
I know.
Yep.
And another person we're excited about hasn't been with us at Kidabra for a few years because he's had shows all summer long at a theater the past few summers. It's Dwayne Laughlin.
Yes.
Cool. And Dwayne, of course, comes out of the magic world. People also fall in love with him, no matter what genre they're involved in, because he's another great ideas guy.
And a great entertainer. Yeah.
It just comes from every direction with him.
Oh my goodness, he's a big magic guy.
Yeah.
He's not that's a close-up guy. He's a stage magician. Yeah. Big effects and stilts and.
But his stuff is very practical for anybody.
Anybody, yeah.
Yeah.
So he does it all. But I mean, I've seen some really big shows that he's done as well. But also, he has a lot of things that he's developed over the years. He's an inventor,
Yeah.
Yes, and he'll be in the dealer's room as well. So that's
excellent
about that.
Wow, I am too.
And Buster Balloon is coming back. And Buster,
Yeah, Buster!
You talk about making two new friends. I don't want to interrupt, but you talk about making two new friends at at KAX, Buster and Annie. I mean, awesome.
They're awesome, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he stole the show, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He has
and Buster is teaching this year, so...
good.
That's great.
Getting in his head.
Yeah.
Below the surface? I love it. I love it.
We doing kid talks?
All these guys are incredible geniuses as performers, but then to get into their head and to learn from them and to actual, what makes them tick, that's really what's helpful. I mean, you can watch them and you go, I can never do that. But then you get in their head and you can I learned something now that I can apply to what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the stimulation coming at you from every direction is the key that's so strong, I think, at these gatherings. Silly Scott is coming. Scott Patrick from England. Scott blew everybody away last year with his kid talk on branding. Mm-hmm. And so he's going to do the live kids show like Ken Scott did last year. So we'll bring in the kids.
Yep.
And he's going to do the show, and we'll get to see the branding at work throughout.
It's really fun to watch little kids in a live setting and a performer that is performing in front of those live kids and watching how they handle what you have to handle in your shows and stuff. All the changes in the ad libs and oops, what if that happens and stuff.
What if the kid decides to steal the show more than is needed? Have fun with that. And I got to say, I thank you for doing that again, because I had, prior to seeing that at KAX, I had only seen it one other time at a convention, and so that you're bringing that, and so it's normally treated as a rarity because of the logistics of doing it, that you're bringing that back as a consistent thing with KAX is just a shining star in there.
We've been doing this for several years, and it really helps people get it as far as the understanding of some of the dynamics of not only the show but the logistics of everything that goes into it.
So crowd control, warm up, how to handle the little noisy kid in the front row.
Absolutely, all of that, and then when things go wrong, how the individual performer handle that. It's very, very, very insightful.
It's great. I got some ringers that we're going to bring in for the kid show, so that they're going to go through with him. It's going to be great.
Barry Mitchell is coming back.
Oh, yes.
Barry is world premiering a lecture on superhero routines.
I love it.
Now here in the U.S. this summer, it's all hero and summer superhero oriented for summer reading. Plus, Barry said, "Did you know?" He had this fact for me. He said, "Did you know that Marvel has 9 superhero movies in production right now?" And he said,
"Wow."
He said, "What do kids want at their birthday party? They want this. Boys want superhero parties. The girls want superhero." He said, "This thing is huge." So this is a very exciting topic too.
And Barry is bringing a very special Axtell creation within this year. Little Sam, and Sam is a superhero, super turtle.
Fantastic!
That's awesome. Can you just tell, I got to speak to the listeners directly, can you just tell, listening to these two back and forth when I step out here, just how much fun, this is the human embodiment of how much fun you're going to have at KAX, okay?
It's
times 10,000,
Yeah, it is.
All these people running around.
And Steve and I are excited to tell you about somebody that has not been mentioned yet on the website. He was there as an attendee last year. And he has quite some connections with you, doesn't he, Steve? Yes, we're gonna feature an afternoon with John Hartman.
John Hartman. Now, John
awesome.
is just incredible producer, puppeteer, and he does he's done produced shows for Six Flags over the years, many years, in Texas and California. And he's well known for that, and for some very special characters that I'm hoping that he's going to bring and show. He has gifts in certain areas that they'll blow you away. Just blow you away. World class. Wow. He was one of the guys who inspired Jay Johnson too on his way up. So
that's right.
Spend some time with John Hartman is incredible.
I mean, just
wow.
The quality you pack into this, I don't know how you do it. I honestly don't. And I know that it must be hours upon hours of work, days probably, you add them all up to do it. And I got to thank you for creating something that is unlike anything that has ever been seen on the Entertainers Convention sort of
Well,
roster.
we're going to do our bestest, and we're going to do an evening with Steve again. And I think you're going to roll out some surprises.
I have so many new things, and not only new things, but new concepts for entertainers.
Yeah.
New concepts in entertainment that we're going to be introducing.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that as well. For just because I know what it was last year, and the interview with you that Ken did, that was very, very cool.
Yeah, with Ken Scott. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Ken Scott's going to be with us again.
Yeah.
And Ken will be producing the Saturday Night Gala, and he told me a little bit about what he's going to do. And
right.
Some of this is going to be a surprise. So
Ken just tore it up last year, and he always does.
Yeah.
But he's really innovative in a performer himself, and just he touches everything. He's all through KAX, doing all kinds of things.
Yes.
Great.
Just incredible.
We love Kenneth. We kid Kenneth, but we love our Ken Scott.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was again, and with the Axtell experience on top of it is something that you won't find anywhere else. A plus everything else that you won't find anywhere else.
And a lot of surprises we're not talking about yet. A lot of surprises.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I know that you go right up to it, and you did an incredible job with the Axtell experience. Nothing getting leaked in terms of what you were gonna release. And
I didn't even know.
Our lips are sealed, and
we got to go.
Our doors are sealed.
but I think the story that describes that perfectly, if you want to tell it, if you two want to tell it, is the pterodactyl story. So we can close out with that, because that was a beautiful thing to see. That was just awesome.
Yeah,
well, it was fun. Go for it. I had a pterodactyl puppet many years ago that a lot of performers used. Steve Petra and Mark Daniel, two of them, and they were there at KAX as well. And I had discontinued it over the years because I didn't like the particular size. It was very small and awkward. So parts of it I didn't like. So as a designer,
and I was like, I was playing Steve on this now, because regularly I would be like, Steve, when are you going to release the pterodactyl again? Well, I'm not happy with it, but I'm thinking about it. So,
so we re-released a new pterodactyl, and we did it at KAX, and we had Steve Petra chasing it up the aisle with the chase net, running after it. It had gotten lost. There was a lot of drama, Jurassic Park music playing. It was very dramatic, and then Mark Daniel was brought up. The pterodactyl was doing a Mark Daniel impression, actually. And, we brought Mark up and presented Mark with that and put it on. So he was reunited with his old buddy.
I was blown away, because Steve knows this, and maybe other people. I'm really into dinosaurs. I have a dinosaur program. I have a dinosaur museum. I have. While I'm in California this go around, I will be taking some side trips to visit dinosaur-oriented things. So this was up my alleyway. It was so awesome. Thank you.
So this is what KAX is about. Friends getting together. We bless each other with new ideas and inventions. Yeah. We have a dealer room packed full of dealers and new products that are going to be there. The dealer room, by the way, at this facility is going to be huge. It's going to be very big.
Yeah.
And the ballroom is much bigger as well.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, yes, it's great. You got to come, folks.
Yeah.
Get the registration in. Not much time left. Get it going.
Get it going.
Kidabra, KIDABRA.org, and you can go right to the KAX page and just read all about it. We'd love to have you. You're invited.
Everybody's invited. All righty. Well, thank you, gentlemen. It has been awesome talking to you yet again.
Thank you, Matt.
And let's set a date to do this again next year for KAX 2016.
You're awesome, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Axtell, Mr. Daniel, thank you. I will see you in January. We are only 2 months away, and I am certain there are more surprises to follow. Knowing these two, they will be revealing things right up to the last possible second. There's probably things they won't even tell us until we are there in the room with them at KAX 2015. I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. And that's it for us this week. A reminder, you can find all you need to know about Ventriloquism Weekly by visiting our website, ventriloquismweekly.com. Reach out by emailing ventriloquismweekly. I say Ventriloquism Weekly so many times that I'm bound to gag over the word. ventriloquismweekly@gmail.com. Find our group on Facebook by searching Ventriloquism Weekly -podcast for ventriloquists. Tweet us at Talk for Two. Go forth and feast with your family on Thursday. Feast with your family on Thursday. Feast with your family on Thursday. I'm trying to see if it's a tongue twister. I guess it's not. Enjoy the official start to the holiday season. It's my favorite time of year. Signing off for Ventriloquism Weekly, I'm Matt Bailey, reminding all you vents out there to keep talking for two.